Welcome to Lifestyle First. My name is Dr. Alka Patel. I am your host and I'm here discussing lifestyle medicine and making self-care as easy as 1, 2, 3. Each week I'll be answering one question by taking a deep dive into 2 aspects of research and literature and giving you 3 actionable health tips to embed self-care into your everyday. And I'll be taking you through the Lifestyle First method. It's an acronym for a method founded in evidence that takes you through a blueprint of 10 key determinants of health and happiness and takes you from knowing what to do and why to do it and translating that into how to do it. And I know life is busy, so each episode will be a short light bite for you to be able to absorb with ease into your day. This is Series 1, Episode 4, and the part of the Lifestyle First method we'll be exploring today is F, food. Food. I get asked questions about food all the time. We ask questions about food all the time. We ask ourselves questions about food all the time. We ask, are you a vegetarian, vegan, pescatarian, paleo, keto? As if food choices define who we are in our entirety. We ask, should I count calories? Should I go gluten-free? Should I buy organic? Should I eat 3 meals a day? Should I cut out sugar? Should I? Endless questions. And the great food debates will always live on. And I'm always up for healthy debate, open to viewpoints, love sharing thoughts. So today, instead of asking what and when, I'm going to ask why. Why do you eat? So let's see if today's question will create yet another food divide or perhaps unite us. So, the one question we'll be exploring today is, do you eat to live or live to eat? Interesting question, hey? My mind just jumps from one camp into the other. Well, here are 2 pieces of information in the literature that might help you decide which camp you sit in. Let's start with eat to live. We all eat to live, don't we? After all, we need fuel to survive, and food is our fuel, our energy source. And our brain is perfectly wired to regulate our appetite and our food intake so that we can survive. Catherine Kinnaz looks at this in more detail in her paper, The Neurobiology of Appetite Regulation. Now, appetite and eating are in essence controlled by 2 interacting systems. There's the homeostatic system, which ensures you get enough nutrition to survive, and there's the hedonic system, which regulates the pleasure and rewards of eating. Let's just orientate ourselves first around some of the anatomy and physiology involved here. So, the homeostatic system, well, that involves the part of the brain called the hypothalamus, which is situated right at the base. And there are 2 types of nerve cells here. They're named, interestingly, derived from the Latin word orexis, which means appetite. And they are the orexigenic and the anorexigenic nerve cells. And they receive signals from 3 main hormones. The first is leptin, which is found in fat tissue around the body. Its role is to make us feel full. The second is ghrelin. That's produced in the gut, and its role is to make us feel hungry. And the third is cortisol, produced by the adrenal glands just above each kidney. And this gives us the energy we need, released in glucose in preparation for our flight and fight reactions. And the hedonic system, well, this involves the part of the brain called the amygdala, which is associated with emotional learning, and also the nucleus accumbens, which is associated with reward learning. And these areas respond to chemicals such as dopamine and serotonin. Although the human body is a masterful piece of kit, there is no such thing as a perfect system. And so any disruption in either of these systems can result in changes to our eating triggers, which then manifests as live to eat rather than eat to live. Take obesity, for example. It's complex, and this can be thought of as a live to eat phenomenon. So one reason may be that people who are overweight develop increasing resistance to leptin, and so don't feel full after a meal. And they also have less of a dopamine surge after eating, so they don't get that same sense of reward, and hence can't respond to hunger and satiety signals effectively. Depression too, that's thought to be linked to weight gain and leptin dysregulation in pretty much the same way. Okay, so let's look at live to eat a bit more. Now, you could infer live to eat as meaning eating whatever and whenever you want on autopilot without thought for what food brings or means to you, without pausing to notice your hunger signals. It could mean eating without even feeling physical hunger, that pit in the stomach type of hunger. Instead, eating for a multitude of other reasons: boredom, anger, tiredness, loneliness. It could mean that the environmental pressures of food being readily available for over half the world's population, coupled with marketing strategies, means that food is easy to consume and you can consume at will without making conscious food choices. Or you could infer live to eat as meaning eating is a root source of pleasure. The practice of sharing food with family and friends is part of the enjoyable experience of living. Enjoying the sound of cooking, breathing in the aroma, enjoying the texture, savouring the taste, all a part of life's enriching experience. Live to Eat is open to interpretation, and in his paper, Eat to Live, Not Live to Eat, John Weisberger highlights that most of the prevailing long-term chronic diseases in the world have an important nutritional component, with food either directly causing a disease, increasing its risk, providing benefit, or preventing it. Research points to foods with high saturated fat content, such as meat and dairy, increasing the risk of heart disease and cancer. Research points to high salt intake being linked to high blood pressure and stomach cancer. Research points to vegetables and fruits as lowering and preventing diseases such as diabetes, heart disease, cancers, inflammatory illness, and autoimmune conditions. And as Hippocrates himself said, just as food causes chronic disease, it can be the most powerful cure. So, have you decided whether you eat to live or live to eat? Which camp do you sit in? I hope your answer is neither. Because I think there's one word missing which I hope will unite us rather than divide us. And that word is well. Do you eat to live well or live to eat well? And then I hope your answer is both. And now here is the part of the podcast I most look forward to. Your 3 health hacks, your 3 activating actions, your lifestyle first prescription. So number 1, tune in to your gentle hunger and satiety signals. Now, with food at the fingertips of over 85% of the world, it can be easy to lose touch with how hunger and fullness feel. So try using this hunger scale to decide when to eat and when to stop. Ideally, you want to eat at 3 and stop at 6. So 1 is feeling starving, ravenous, the want to eat now feeling. You'll be feeling hunger pains in your stomach, perhaps shaky, lightheaded, and probably irritable. Yes, hangry. 2 is uncomfortably hungry, stomach discomfort, finding it hard to concentrate, feeling low in energy. 3 is hungry, ready to eat, stomach growling just a little. 4 is a little hungry, could eat if suggested but can wait. 5 is not full but not hungry. 6 is satisfied and comfortable. 7 is a little bit too full, being able to feel food in your stomach. 8 is full, bloated. 9 is clothes feeling tight, feeling sleepy and drained. And 10 is over full, uncomfortable, no energy, nauseated, even vomiting. So don't wait until 1 or 2 to eat, as at this point your neurocircuits are propelling you to seek out calorie-dense food. Start eating at 3 when you notice that little growl, and stop eating at 6 when you feel comfortable. Stop here because it takes you 20 minutes for your brain signals to kick in to tell you I'm full. So if you stop eating at 7 or 8, you're likely to be an 8 or 9 20 minutes later and really not feeling great. And the pleasure of food, well, that comes from food making you feel vibrant and energized, and that's what paying attention to your hunger and satiety signals can give you. Number 2. When you feel hungry, ask yourself, why? It's so easy to eat on autopilot, so use the letters WHY before you reach for something to eat. W, wait. Just pause before eating. H, hungry. Ask yourself, am I really hungry for food, or is this a psychological hunger rather than a physical hunger? Am I bored, tired, lonely, sad, or something else? And why? Yes, say yes to food if you have a physical hunger, or satisfy your psychological hunger in another way. And number 3, forget 5, go to 10. So pick a day this week, any day. Deprocess your food choices that day. If food has a label with more than 5 ingredients, the chances are that it's processed. So try to forget about eating anything with more than 5 ingredients. And forget about 5 pieces of fruit and veg a day. Go for that 10 that day. Have healthy competition with other members in your family. Who gets to 10 first? Who's eaten the most colourful food? Share pics of what you've eaten. Make food fun. Live to eat well. Eat to live well. And that concludes today's episode, making self-care as easy as 1, 2, 3, with the backing of information and evidence from the field of lifestyle medicine. Please don't forget to subscribe and share. The more you share, the more you too are instrumental in spreading messages of health that matter. And of course, please do leave me comments, ratings, and a review. The Lifestyle First YouTube channel and podcast are both sister channels, so do let me know what you think and connect with me on all the usual social media channels at Dr. Alka Patel UK. And use the hashtag, the Lifestyle First Podcast or TLFP, so that I can easily connect with you. And if you want to know more and access show notes and free resources, then just head on over to my website, www.dralkapatel.com. I look forward to welcoming you back next week.